Before London had the West End, before Shoreditch or Soho, there was Covent Garden, a place that began as a monastery garden, became the city's first modern square, and eventually transformed into one of the liveliest cultural hubs.
Covent Garden has always been about performance, a stage, even before there were theatres. What started as a small convent garden in the Middle Ages became London's theatre for trade, then entertainment, and now tourism. It's one of the few places in the city where history and everyday life still overlap.
This square changed London forever. When architect Inigo Jones designed it in the 1630s, it became the city's first public piazza. Inspired by the great squares of Italy, it was open, symmetrical, and completely new to England.
For centuries, this was a vegetable market, run by the monks of Westminster Abbey. The name Covent Garden literally comes from Convent Garden. As the market grew, so did the chaos. Traders, flower sellers, and street performers filled the square until it became a spectacle in itself.
It's almost always crowded, but if you get here early, you can still feel what it must have been like before the tourists, a working market turning into a theatre of life.
The tradition never disappeared. Even today, it's the performers that keep this place alive.
Inside the covered hall, the apple market has been trading for nearly 2 centuries. Originally a fruit and vegetable market, it's now filled with handmade crafts and antiques.
The market building was finished in 1830, built from cast iron and glass, an engineering statement of the Victorian age. When the wholesale market moved to Nine Elms in 1974, the hall was almost demolished. Instead, it was restored and turned into what you see today, a reminder that regeneration doesn't always mean replacement.
Even the smallest stalls have a history. Some traders have been here for decades, their families working in the same space across generations.
Right beside the market stands St Paul's Church, built in 1633, the first classical church in London. It's known as the Actors' Church because of its deep ties to the theatre world.
Across the piazza from the apple market is Jubilee Market, the last part of Covent Garden still trading in the spirit of the old market days.
When the main fruit and vegetable market relocated to Nine Elms in the 1970s, Jubilee Market was the only one that stayed behind. In the 1980s, it was redeveloped into the glass-roofed hall you see today, home to small independent traders selling everything from handmade jewellery to antiques. It's less polished than the apple market, but that's the point. It keeps the market's working-class roots alive.
The traders here are tougher to find stores from. They're busy working. But it's that energy that makes this corner feel closer to the real Covent Garden than anywhere else.
There's nothing to be afraid of, even when the night changes.
Street performing here isn't random. It's licensed, competitive, and taken seriously. Every act you see here has earned the spot.
Since the 1970s, Covent Garden has been an official performance zone. Magicians, acrobats, musicians, they audition, sign up for time slots, and perform under the same arches where traders once shouted prices. It's one of the only places in the world where busking is this structured, and it's helped preserve the square's atmosphere.
2 minutes from the main square and everything changes. Neil's Yard, a hidden courtyard that looks like it belongs in Copenhagen more than London.
In the 1970s, entrepreneur Nicholas Saunders bought and restored the derelict warehouses here, turning them into shops promoting natural food and sustainable living, long before those ideas were mainstream. It's small but symbolic, proof that creativity in the city often starts in forgotten corners.
It's also where locals escape the crowds, colourful, quiet, and nothing like the tourist-heavy square just around the corner.
Just north of Covent Gardens is 7 Dials, 7 streets meeting at a single point, designed in the 1690s as a high-end residential district.
It never worked out that way. By the 1800s, the area had fallen into poverty and crime, known for gin houses and pickpockets. Only in the late 20th century was it revived, becoming what it is today: boutique shops, cafes, and independent brands.
It's more quiet than Covent Garden, but more local. People actually live and work here, not just visit.
But the original layout remains, and from the centre you can still see the symmetry that once symbolised Georgian ambition.
Behind these doors is one of the world's oldest opera houses, rebuilt 3 times since 1732, but always standing here in Covent Garden.
The Royal Opera House began as the Theatre Royal, hosting everything from plays to concerts before the opera took over in the 1800s. It burned down twice, once in 1808 and again in 1856, and was rebuilt both times.
It's strange how close it sits to the street. World-class art behind a set of ordinary doors.
Today, it's home to the Royal Ballet and the Royal Opera, but beyond the performances, it represents the area's long connection to the arts. Even the public foyer is open to visitors. You can walk through the same spaces that has welcomed artists and royalty for nearly 3 centuries.
Covent Garden's changed completely since it began, from fields to markets, from opera streets to performers, but it's always been a place where people come to watch and be watched.
Few parts of London capture so many layers in one place. Commerce, culture, entertainment, and history all tangled together. It's not perfect or polished, but that's what keeps it alive. 4 centuries on, Covent Garden is still doing what it's always done, performing. If you made it to the end of this video, don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be seeing you again very soon.